Okay, welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be reviewing AI telemetry and its fine-grained access control features and talk about the next steps regarding the Prometheus Keycloak proxy changes we're going to make and multi-tenancy so that we can observe metrics from multiple OpenShift advanced cluster management clusters at the same time from the same application, AI telemetry. Those are the features that are coming. So let me share my screen. Okay, here we go. I'm going to go to AI telemetry. So I'm developing this in an OpenShift, Red Hat OpenShift AI workbench with VS Code and Java dependencies installed into this workbench. So here's my workbench, my team workbench, this is my workbench within the team, and it's got all the code here. Let me hide some stuff. Oops, hide video panel. Hide this. Great. Now I can run this directly in VS Code in the browser. So I select AI telemetry and run. Let it resolve the Java packages first. After opening your workbench for the first time each day, basically it logs me out every day at the end of the day or sometime during the night, and then I have to close it and open it again from this view in OpenShift AI. And it takes a minute to resolve all the Java dependencies, and then it's ready to go. So now it's running the application, it's connecting to Zookeeper, it's connecting to the database, it's connecting to Keycloak, and creating a cluster, importing a bunch of data, and then we should be good to go. And here's my site in development. I can refresh and access my AI telemetry dashboard. So this is a dashboard that lets me see all of the AI clusters. So there's 3 of them shown here. NERC OCP, NERC OpenShift Container Platform Test, NERC OpenShift Container Platform Prod. But this Albany has 0 AI nodes and 0 GPU devices at the moment, it seems. And Test has 4 AI nodes and Prod has 15 AI nodes. Now, I wanted to discuss fine-grained access control and the features that are coming. So the fine-grained access control is provided by the Red Hat build of Keycloak. So I'm going to access Keycloak and sign in with the admin credentials. And I don't know why, but the Red Hat build of Keycloak has these UI bugs that I hope get fixed because they've been around for a while. But if I refresh the page, eventually they go away. And there's a bunch of groups configured for each AI cluster that it was found and for each AI project within a AI cluster that was found. So these groups are assigned fine-grained access control through a client authorization settings. I set up resources for all AI clusters, also individual AI clusters here. And then AI nodes, AI projects, and individual AI projects. These are resources, and then scopes have to do with what you're trying to do to those resources. Are you trying to get them, like view them? Are you trying to patch them or modify them? Are you trying to post new ones, create new ones? Are you trying to import? Um, are you trying to import them through put, or are you trying to be an admin or super admin? So these different scopes can apply to the different resources, and not every resource has all the same scopes. We create policies for um, for all of our groups. So you see type group. So for the Albany cluster, there's a group that we can put people in if they belong to the Albany cluster. There's a group for the prod cluster, the test cluster. And then there's groups for each project within each cluster defined here. And there are permissions to grant various levels of permissions, either read-only or super admin or admin credentials to each of these groups, or to a lot of these groups. And we automate the creation of all these resources, scopes, policies, and permissions within the code of the AI telemetry application. So this is where we define access control, and we keep authorization out of the actual code of the application. Well, actually, for every request that's made to access a protected resource, we query um, Keycloak to see if a user or service account is authorized to access a particular resource, if they've been granted a permission to access a particular resource. So if you're searching for AI clusters, we authenticate the user with this method, and then we check what clusters the user has access to. Do they have access to all clusters? Do they have access to a list of clusters through their group permissions? And there's a request you can make to Keycloak by passing your authorization bearer token for the user, which is this line, whoops, which is, what did I just do? I just deleted some code, which is this line here. And then we connect to the Keycloak port hostname and token URI. And we send a form request to the token URI. And this request, we add a list of permissions that we want to check for. So these permissions relate to AI clusters and whether they have admin scope or super admin scope or get, post, delete, patch, or put, or if they're able to get the resources for that particular cluster by its name. We check all these things, and Keycloak tells us whether they're authorized to see this AI cluster or these AI clusters or not. So we perform the checks through Keycloak, but we define all of the authorizations within Keycloak here. So for my user computate, I'm currently accessing some admin level scopes. So I'm going to leave all of these scopes, or all of these groups, I mean, leave all of these groups. And if I come back to here and refresh the page, I used to see all the clusters, but now I see no AI cluster found. It's not because the AI clusters got deleted, it's because I have no longer access to anything. So AI nodes, nothing. GPU devices, nothing. AI projects, nothing. but I can join a group, so I can get access to the prod cluster read-only access and join this group. And then if I refresh the page, then I see these. I see all of the, let's see. So I got access to NERC prod cluster, which now shows me all of these clusters, or no, yeah, sorry, all of these projects within NERC prod. And then I go to AI clusters and I see NERC prod here. So I was granted access to NERC prod, both the cluster, the nodes, all the nodes in NERC prod. Let's see more. These should all be assigned to NERC prod. Yes. And then all of the AI projects in NERC prod. Okay. And then if I join another group, AI cluster NERC test, then if I refresh the page, then I now have access to prod cluster projects, test cluster projects, GPU device. Let's see, AI nodes. Test cluster and prod cluster nodes. Let's see about these GPU devices. Have I disabled the import of GPU devices? Maybe. Device. I need to check why that might be failing to show me the GPU devices, but it's working for AI nodes. It's working for AI clusters. And if I can also join a group called AI cluster admin. Oh wait, no, that's, I think. I may have, that one may not be active yet. I'm kind of experimenting with some things, so I don't want to do that one. Actually, let me try it. Let me see if this one is active. Join, refresh. Oh yeah, that one granted me access to all the clusters now. So Albany, let me check if AI projects shows me Albany. Well, yeah, okay, so this is good. So this is fine-grained access control. You can get access to all the clusters or individual clusters, and it respects what what things you've actually been granted access to. So this is fine-grained access control, also is called zero trust. Now, the next steps are to improve the Prometheus key-cloak proxy, which is a proxy to the observability metrics. You might have also heard of Prometheus. Well, Red Hat OpenShift uses Prometheus, and for its metrics for all of the clusters and GPU nodes and things in our OpenShift cluster. And I led a gig, a team to develop the Prometheus Keycloak proxy and integrate it into our observability metrics so that we could have fine-grained access control to the metrics. But currently, all the metrics are currently being blocked. So if I come to NERC OCP, let's see, OBS cluster, here it is. We have an observability cluster. And if I check the pods and the prom keycloak proxy pod and view the logs, you'll see that there's these requests coming in. Let's see, so not authorized. And who is the user? Okay, so username computate. Username computate, it's trying to query the metrics, but it's getting access denied, not authorized. Because I've not been granted access to these metrics, but I should be able to get access to these metrics. But what I have to do currently to get access to them is go to Keycloak. There's a different client that is set up that the Prometheus Keycloak proxy uses in the NERC client. And it has these authorization resources for clusters and namespaces. So it has things defined a little differently. It has the names of our clusters defined as scopes of these resources, which is my initial attempt at fine-grained access control. And it works. Um, but I want to do it differently where each cluster is its own resource instead, similar to how I do it in this separate client. And my AI telemetry application here, AI telemetry uses the AI telemetry client, but the Prometheus proxy uses the NERC client, and they have authorizations set up differently. So I'm trying to bring these two applications into sync with the way the authorizations are provided. So, but within the NERC or within the AI telemetry client, I can join a group called AI-telemetry, and it will grant me access to all the metrics. So if I'm part of this group now, I refresh the page and I see all the metrics for all the clusters. And so it shows me there are 19 total GPU nodes in our Mass Open Cloud, and there are 48 total GPUs. And here's where they're assigned. Some are in the test cluster, some are in the prod cluster. And here's the GPU utilization that's going on currently, and where they are on the map, and where they are distributed per cluster. And we can also see these, let's see where, we also have AI project metrics. So if actually, let me go back here and see. So this is NERC OCP prod. And then if I click on NERC OCP prod, then these different GPUs are being utilized. Let's see. Here's the utilization. So enhancing the reasoning ability of LLMs, large graph models for cybersecurity, and baby GPT are things going on. And these also relate to projects. So like this baby GPT one, oh, let's see. Huh, that's a glitch. For some reason, I'm not able to access that project. Oh, let me think. So if I join the group admin, will I be able to see that project? Um, Baby GPT. Yes. Okay. So so my access control also needs some work because even though I was granted access to that, all the projects in that cluster, it didn't show me this project until I was granted admin permission. So this is still work in progress, and I don't see the stats here for the project, so I need to fix that as well. But these are things that we're working on to improve fine-grained access control within the AI telemetry application. So that's what I wanted to share today. So we are going to continue to develop this project in our OpenShift AI workbench, and I hope that was useful. I'm going to stop sharing. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day.